Okay, so this is the commentary for this. I don't really recall doing any commentaries excluding 3 of those pastas I did, like the first 3 ones I did like in June. But I want to do a few more commentaries as a whole because I thought this would be kind of fun to do like while I'm trying to get videos done. And with me is obviously the person who co-starred me, who is, well, you know, Cartoon Fanatic. Why did you say Cartoon Fanatic again? Why do you really enjoy that as your name?
Actually, that was a name. Oh, hello, by the way, everybody listening. Welcome to our commentary. My name actually comes from, it was a name given to me by my friend. She always used to call me the Cartoon Fanatic because it's all I talk about when we were on the phone. And so, like, when she was setting up my original, like, DeviantArt account, and my DeviantArt account's, like, super old, so I've had it for a while, and that's how I got my name. We had to call me something, so.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. And, like, my name, I mean, I'm pretty sure people don't know this, but my name is just some name I found online, which I thought would be kind of a cool Japanese name for, like, my, the web series I do now. I was actually thinking at some point changing it just to Amanda, because that's what I want my name to be from now on, but keep in mind, this is a character I'm doing online, so I figure I should just keep that going, but, yeah, that's pretty much it with that. Okay.
I think your name's more unique. I mean, just having a name like Amanda, I mean, there's like so many Amandas out there. How many of you are there? You know.
That's true. Actually, this is an interesting thing in the video that we just saw. Originally, I was supposed to have my jacket on until no. You know what it is? I can't remember how this worked. I remember filming myself without my jacket for a few scenes, so I realized I'm gonna need my jacket. Like, I'm gonna need a reason to take off my jacket in a later scene, so I filmed the opening scene, like, as one of the last things we did, and that was completely improv. I was, like, walking in and being like, oh, man, well, long day, oh, what's that in the stocking, that kind of thing, because originally it was gonna just start with me walking up to the stocking, wondering what was inside, so that was changed. Oh, that's a fun fact, I had to record this, not with Bandcam, I think that's what it's called, but with something else that I got on Google, and it worked kinda, but I had to scroll through the page, so it was a little messed up. So far, within the last 2 years, this has to be like my favorite review I've done personally so far. I mean, this is my first crossover, so that's really interesting. Oh, oh my god, I forgot to tell you guys this. Okay, so one scene I meant to film downstairs was just even with just like a still frame, was a picture of the outside, and obviously it was supposed to be snowing, like fake snow, but again, I ran out of time, so I just took a stock photo online and just did whatever. I just had to do that because, I just ran out of time. I wanted to get it done around the Christmas season, even though it's like 2 days late. Pretty much, I remember, you didn't come into like 2 or 3, no, like 3 pages into the script, but that's because I wanted to establish enough time with me, but kind of have your thing to be a surprise, not just you suddenly being there. So I'm pretty sure that was a pretty funny part of the thing.
And we didn't really have a reason for me being there, so we had to write in the Mini Moose thing, which I actually thought was kind of clever.
Yeah, like, I actually thought of that as I was editing the video. Actually, this is something I meant to put in production, and I, forgot again. I meant to be adding a song in the background of me singing, but, kind of forgot. But actually, it kind of works still. I'm just walking in the background, you can barely see me, it's still in the same shot, so it's kind of like in that fixed POV, so, yeah.
Is that the shot with you outside?
Yeah, when I'm walking around, and you can pretty much barely see me.
Oh, you know what, that actually might have helped a little bit, but it still works.
Yeah.
I think that one was just a little bit confusing on its own, but I mean, it was a rush to get this one done, so I understand that.
Yeah, I mean, it was bound to happen, a few errors here and there. You know, me and Cartoon Fanatic, I mean, I'm not giving out real names, of course, is that... Oh, before I explain that, one thing, again, I meant to put in, but to the script, but even Cartoon Fanatic pointed that out, is that at one point, well, you just saw it, he kicked a ball really slowly off the screen. I was thinking about maybe at the end of the video, we were talking or whatever, and then the ball would come out and no one hit me in the head. But, again, ran out of time, forgot to put in the script, so that's another thing that we'll never see.
I don't know I don't even know if our audience would have had the attention span to, like, you know, figure out that was the joke. That seems like a really long. It seemed like a really, like, that joke is so, like, it does seem like a Family Guy joke where, like, they'll make a joke at the beginning of the episode and then they'll, like, bring it back at the end and it's just like,
oh yeah, that
wait,
was there.
what?
That was a thing.
That was a thing.
Yeah, but yeah, what was the thing we were talking about? Wasn't it like, I can't remember what we're talking about now. I feel so stupid.
Let's talk about the video, like where it is right now.
Yeah, like, this was an interesting thing to do. Originally, I was just gonna do this by myself. Then Cartoon Fanatic came over one day, and we were just talking about possibly watching the movie together. Because I was thinking it would be more fun if we were to write down the script together, like write down notes and stuff. And she agreed. She thought it'd be a fun idea, so we started doing that.
Well, when I saw this thing, I was just like, there's so much, there's so much to talk about.
Yeah, I mean,
how people think, you know, I like. It reminds us a little bit of when Mr. Enter did that one show. What was that one that was from Kablam?
I can't remember. Oh, you know what it is? Aliconda something.
Anaconda. I always want to call her Angela from Angela's Ashes.
Aliconda. Yeah.
I always want to call her Angela's Ashes. I'm like, wait, that's a grim Irish book. Never mind.
Yeah. But that's kind of the thing. It's just this whole special feels like it's kind of ripping off a few characters, but at the same time, it's still its own original thing. As much as this thing is bad, I'll still give it credit for at least doing something slightly original with the characters, and that's just me being nice. I'm pretty sure this probably annoyed you guys. The part where I stretched out it like 5 times, this whoa part. And fun fact here, for people who, well, wouldn't know, the whole thing with me getting the mustard and then just doing this bit, that was all improvised. Originally, I was supposed to be doing an extended shot where I was walking to the kitchen, I was gonna get a toasted strudel and drink, I was just gonna come back, see that the thing was still going, and be like, okay, I continue on. But, turns out we ran out of toasted strudels, and I didn't have any cans of soda around, and yeah, I could have just poured a thing of milk, but that wouldn't have been as funny. Oh, here comes one of my favorite jokes, right here. I've been holding on to that joke forever. Okay, I remember seeing the nostalgia curve review of that Care Bears Nutcracker joke, and I remember this one part where there was this one bear who came out with all soot on him, and this other bear's like, "Why are you all black?" And he's like, "Well, I like to be all black." And the nostalgia critic's like, "Well, you and most white suburban teenagers or whatever to that extent." And I immediately thought of Caroline Jones from the Cleveland Show, and I've been dying to put that into an episode or one of my videos at some point. And the second I was thinking about doing this fake rap, because this kid is not really the best rapper, to say the least, I just knew that would be perfect for this video. And yeah, the rest is history.
Well, I thought that was clever because, I mean, I'm impressed that we're still keeping the whole Fredderline joke thing keep going on and on and on. And you got that from Family Guy. Family Guy's been keeping the Fredderline thing going on. I mean, it's been, 10 years since Britney Spears dated this guy? I mean, have we heard anything about him?
Yeah, no kidding.
And yet he's become such a character that we're still making a joke about him even long after his relevance.
I know.
If he ever had any.
I'm not sure if he did. I'm not even sure what you're talking about. I mean, I'm assuming this guy is supposed to be based on
Kevin Fredderline from, was dated... Oh, I'm pronouncing his name right. I mean, I get the one mixed up from Family Guy. Dated Britney Spears for a while, but I mean, that joke is still going, and it's just like the typical, like, D-bag, you know?
Yeah. I'm the white douchebag who likes to act like he's black. You know, we've all met that kind of person at one point. This, again, Simpsons reference here, but... which is kind of obvious. But yeah, I remember what I was going to say now. Me and Cartoon Fanatic were talking about this a little bit before we were recording this. I'm like, and she was trying to be nice about this, and she was, but one thing I am trying my best not to do, even though it kind of is showing, and that I noticed, especially when I was recording, like, putting this into editing, it's kind of, this whole video kind of feels nostalgia critic-y, to be honest, like early nostalgia critic-y. to an extent, because any of us doing these kind of videos online, we're still trying to find our own, what do you call?
Style.
Yes, thank you. We're trying to find our own style, our own kind of thing, and we're trying to be original, but at the same time, we're kind of, all of us who do our own style are kind of plagiarizing somebody else to an extent. Not saying that's an excuse, but I'm just saying that it's bound to happen at some point, but I am still trying to find my own style. And I love this part, actually, just inserting it.
I wouldn't call it plagiarizing. I just think it's like, well, I mean, even like, I was just talking about him. The Cinema Snob does the same thing. It's like the same style, just different critics doing it, so you can't really say it's plagiarizing.
And it just... Oh, here's the present you gave me for Christmas.
My acting here was terrible. This had to have been the worst take.
I thought it was okay. I think we could have done that take, though, admittedly, but it wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think I know what you're saying. To me, though, I think I acknowledge maybe I could have done the script slightly better. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love that we're making fun of the movie, we're adding the jokes, we're doing all this kind of stuff, but I still wanted to be kind of original without feeling like I'm just ripping off somebody else. I don't want people saying, "Oh, you're just ripping off nostalgia, Craig. You're just doing something that someone else did. You're just a rip-off artist," that kind of thing. And I'm not trying to be. It's hard to try to do your own thing without unintentionally ripping off somebody else in the process. It's not any intention, of course.
Well, I only know one other person online who's even reviewed this, and they didn't even do a full review of it.
Was it kind of like a few minutes, and they're just like, "Oh man, this is shit"?
Yeah, and it was basically a commentary like we're doing right now, and it was more or less, and it was more like making jokes the whole way through instead of talking about what's seriously wrong with it. So I mean, I think it's totally original, and I mean, like doing it. I first saw this thing, I mean, like I'd never heard of it.
Well, I mean, not this review. I meant like the style we're doing in the review. I mean,
I think that's important too. I just think that Nostalgia Critics is a name that we go to when we think of the first like online critics.
Well, yeah, he was definitely one of the first few to really get successful, and that's what you think of immediately. I mean, I'm not sure if other people have done this kind of style before. Again, I just want people to bitch at me that I'm trying to steal style, because it's not my focus at all. But, you know what, moving on from that, let's just move on from
You're not the only one. I mean, people are always going to say, like, you're stealing from the biggest and the best, and I say this with quotations.
That's true. I still love this movie right here that was showing, All of the Other Reindeer. I mean, I know some people don't like it. I remember TV Trash doing a review of it, where I see, and I know he really didn't like it because, I mean, it does kind of follow the idiot ball kind of thing, where obviously someone misunderstands something for the plot to actually get started. But, and to be fair, that's a fair argument, because keep in mind, he didn't grow up with the movie like me and Cartoon Fanatic did. We grew up with the movie and he just did it for the review, just watched it, and then he just, did what he did. And that's understandable. He's entitled to his opinions.
What they don't understand is that was fleshed out from a picture book, and picture books typically have that whole, like, dumb plot idea. Do you remember reading picture books?
Yeah, I mean, the same thing with other movies. Like with Ruda, for example. Think about it. Everyone pretty much disliked him because, he has the nose and stuff, but then once he's able to be useful, someone would like you.
And that's an untouchable classic with quotation marks. Like, nobody touches that. And then when I tried to say there's anything wrong with that, everyone's just like, no, you can't touch that.
You're 60s. Evil. You can't say that.
It's the 60s. You can't.
They
didn't know what they're doing back then. Shut up. That movie had flaws.
Hey, every great movie. I know of great movies that I've seen before that had flaws, but it's like with Star Wars. It's like we know they have flaws, but we pick on it less because we're more entranced by how well it's written, how much we love the characters. And if a movie or show is able to do that, then we're much more lenient. When a show's really bad or a movie's really bad like this, then we're more likely to pick on it. I mean, not meanly, of course, but just in a joke of kind of wise. And to be honest, I actually did like that song. It is a little bit off, maybe the lyrics a bit, and the person singing could have done slightly better. To be honest, while editing this, I was listening to that song in the background while doing the editing. Like, I would be writing the script or something. Like, when I was writing for it, I actually was kind of keeping that on loop, because, to be honest, it actually wasn't that bad. I actually thought it was actually kind of good.
Without the visuals, the songs in the movie aren't bad for your standard TV fare, like standard straight to TV or straight to DVD fare. But I just more or less bothered by the visual. Like, if you're gonna do like the dance thing, that's what I mentioned in the review. it doesn't connect. There's something there that's too, like, you could have spent that much effort into doing the visuals. Like, you had that much time to do the writing.
It's like they said, oh, well, we made these songs on the side, now let's make a whole special. Oh, crap, we don't have that much budget. We'll make do what we have. Well, obviously, that's not the case. I've seen, apparently there is a few extra movies that this production is made in a similar style, except I think they made that Dinosaur Island thing, which looked actually slightly better, compared to this. I just can't believe this movie even made it on the TV. I don't know how.
I don't know if I mentioned this, but my theory is that back in 2002 when this was on,
it was on the WB channel.
Yeah, well, I think at the time they thought, oh, Shrek and like DreamWorks and all stuff like that. 3D animation is a new thing. We have to do 3D, and we don't care if it looks like crap. It's 3D. Everyone loves 3D, right? And so they didn't care if it didn't look right, as long as it was 3D and not 2D. They thought it was automatically better, and they thought anything flies, and they thought this was going to be the new style, no matter what. And turns out you actually have to make it look, kind
of decent,
somewhat realistic in order for it to work, or else you miss the point of it being in 3D model.
No, okay, don't want that to. That'll be in my numbers tonight. But yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying. It's because, especially back then, this is when they were starting to do CGI for TV. I mean, keep in mind, Reboot was back on 94, and that was one of the first TV CGI series to be, on TV. Now, I just said that. But yeah, I mean, this came out in 2002, and Reboot got a bit better over time. So, what gives this an excuse?
There is no excuse. To me, it looks like they just didn't finish. Like, that's the models they would have for stuff that would look as good as something like Shrek, like the original Shrek, but they just didn't have the time to actually... or maybe the money, but they didn't have the actual time to finish the models from where they were. This is how the basic's supposed to look. But there should be more to it. You can't just stop here.
Yeah, also, I kind of noticed this while I was watching it the first time, when me and her were watching it. It kind of reminds me of those what do you call it? Those kind of like those little shorts that they did while they were starting to produce Toy Story. Like, remember those test screens, I guess you could say? Like, they'll do like little 15 to 30 second things where the character's running or just doing a short scene that wouldn't make it into the movie but just shows what they'll look like. It's kind of like that, but even they were better animated than this. I don't know what to say for this.
It just looks so basic, like so pre-editing, This is the basic. This looks like it looks like something that you would find you would go to California, go to an animation department, sit down at the computer, and you check out the files, and there is to be in a file somewhere. It doesn't seem like it's done. It just doesn't seem done. It
just seems like it's still in like the prototype, maybe you could say, prototype beta kind of stage.
Exactly.
It's like I can't say beta, it's for games, but yeah, it's still kind of being developed. It's like, okay, this is what it's gonna look like, but we still need more time and budget for this. Screw it, just put it on the air.
To be fair, the story for it
kind of had an interesting premise.
Yeah, but it wasn't, the story itself wasn't all that. It didn't lend itself for the animation to get any better. Like, I mean, if this animation got any better, the story wouldn't get any better, obviously. But, so, I mean, it's kind of like, where it stands right now, the story and the animation are about the same.
Unfortunately.
They're just kind of like, it just seems incomplete. Like, it's a 10-year-old story that never really got finished.
Well, I agree. It's just, it's like I said before. It's like I kind of like where it was trying to go with the story. Kind of like saying at first it seems like you need to put your faith into something. Like obviously Santa Claus. That's an interesting thing to do. But also, I kind of like what we were talking about at the end when you were talking about, maybe you should okay, help me out here. I can't think what I was going to say. It was something like, you should take what is from Santa, like what he does, or what, obviously, they're trying to spread around, and try and inquire to what you usually do. Like, oh, well, look at this poor family. Maybe I can help them out. I could be their Santa. I can help them out and be nice and that kind of stuff.
I'm not entirely sure that the moral is delivered correctly anyway, because the story... the title's called Believe in Santa, and...
we never see Santa.
We see a silhouette of Santa, but I mean, the story's not about Santa at all. It's not like a story where Santa's Santa's lack of existence scares the children enough that they're just becomes grumpy and they don't want to celebrate. And that's not what the story's about. The story's about a kid who gives a girl a bear in hopes that she'll like him, and it doesn't go through. And then there's some sort of subplot with this rich girl and the girl that she basically tells to screw off. Like, I don't like the story. It's not only the stories don't really hook up, and they don't have to, but they don't have anything to do with Santa. Why is Santa in the title?
Yeah, actually, it's funny. I remember on IMDb, I think the plot summary was like, this little boy, the kid gives the bear to this girl, she rejects it, and when she wants to make things right, it's up to her to go to Santa to make things right. I'm like, that's not what happened in the movie. That never happened. She basically just realized the error of her ways, and she made things right by trying to explain that she's sorry and wants to make things right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually a really good idea. I mean, that's something that you don't usually see in, like, these more like after 90s cartoons. Is that
early 2000s.
they're more centered about Santa and less about what your actions mean about Christmas.
It has a good idea, it's just not the best execution, especially with the animation just looking all bug-eyed and dead. I mean, this is my favorite gag one of my favorites of the whole special. Again, just kind of thing I added last minute. I'm like, yes, this has to be put in. Because it's... It's true, the animation's so bad, it's like, you can't even make the characters run, it's just, walking, going, and then you get to the house and like, I'm out of breath.
I just realized Ricky's legs disappeared too. He was sitting down, but like, lower half, his legs just gone.
Yeah, I didn't actually notice that. I just figured it was like saying, like, with his legs crossed, like what we're doing right now, doing this review, about commentary or whatever.
And again, what's with the pony? Like...
Why did she get a pony? Yeah, I mean, why did she get a freaking pony? Where did that come from? Did it come from Santa?
There was a hint that was going to happen, but, like, you're kind of setting kids up there for...
a bit of disappointment.
Your whole point of the story is that she came to appreciate the bear for the symbol of what it was, and then her best friend gets a pony.
And it's like, what? This has nothing to do with anything. I mean,
you kind of just killed your moral there.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that Bob's Burgers episode recently. I'm not sure if you saw it. It was that episode where Luis and Gina and Tina unintentionally annoy like this Santa, like this mall Santa, because they were trying to get the seat, that massage seat briefly. And he's saying, you should be nice to Santa. Oh, you could get cold, that kind of thing. So they try to put up a show and stuff, and that kind of works out well because it shows. Elise realizes that, she's kind of being, she's lying, she's being selfish, and she will have them have the Christmas and have her just get the cold because she's going too far. And it works out for everybody, but I remember she's like, oh, you know what? I remember the mall saying, like, you know what? You actually have been trying to put your effort into this and make things right, so why don't I get you something special? And I think she wanted, like, a shark or something, and then the next day for Christmas, she got a goldfish, and she's like, oh, okay, Santa, nice try or something. I'm like, okay, we'll try next year. Okay, that's funny. I mean, that's realistic. And keep in mind, Bob's Burgers is kind of the King of the Hill replacement. It is really good with trying to be a slice of life story. It doesn't just suddenly say, oh, wait, there's a shark in your room the next day. There's a shark outside dying because it's freezing or something.
Bob's Burgers is great. I like to pretend at the end of the girl's basically curled up and she's actually dead. Kind of like Titanic. The end where the old ladies, you stop the movie and then you're like, wait a minute, oh, she's dead there. That's sad.
It is. But yeah, I mean, pretty much. Actually, I basically put this at the end of the movie. I thought it would be kind of a nice way to end the movie. But actually, once or twice throughout the movie, when I was editing it again, actually she did kind of speak slightly fluently, but, grandma, but... yeah, most of the time she's going like a stuttering Porky Pig if he was having a stroke.
You wouldn't think, especially where the main character is African American, would be racist, but then you look at the grandma and go like, what?
Yeah, this character, Dominique doesn't know anything about it because she hasn't read the creepypasta yet, but last year I was doing the NES Godzilla creepypasta, and he, at the end, was a main villain, which I easily defeated. I just threw my zapper at the TV, and apparently, this is what's going to be revealed in the Teen Titans Go review, because another review I did last year for the summer was I finished up this My Little Pony creepypasta. Actually, it wasn't even gory or anything. It was just, she's basically the last one Pony villain. She's talking to herself and this kind of thing. And at the end, I'm like, oh, well, I'm glad I did this video. Now, let's see what's my next major project. And it shows a picture of Teen Titans Go. I'm like, I try to do the Darth Vader no thing from the third movie. I get shot in the head with a dart, like one of those tranquilizer darts, and I fall over and you see red eyes. That is actually red. And then when I come back in my... Oh, that was a weird glitch. When I come back in... I come out essentially out of my coma in the 100th episode Spectacular I did, which finally got finished up before the end of the year. I wake up and this red's nowhere to be seen. Because originally I was going to get the Teen Titans Go review done before that, but I ran out of time for the holidays. When Halloween and stuff. But yeah, in the Teen Titans Go thing, it's going to be revealed that Red is the one who knocked me out. And it's going to be revealed how he got out of the TV screen and all that stuff. Also, yeah, that was a little forced. It's nothing against you, but I think I could have done a better take on that. It's still a good take. It's just...
No, I know. Like, there's a couple takes here where it's just like, I don't even know what we were doing.
It's like, oh,
I think I'm looking in the wrong. I'm probably looking in the wrong direction too for some of them. I'm just kind of I'm trying to focus on a spot on the floor. We should have put down some masking tape.
Yeah, I think I did really good with just putting the Santa hat on Red. That was a really good thing. I also had to kind of fix the pictures, that way it looks like he's smiling, which I could have done a little bit better, but again, Christmas, running out of time, we're good to. Also, you may notice that the hat is suddenly bigger in this shot. I cannot zoom out enough because it actually stopped at a certain point, so I just left it like that. So I guess...
We're just going to pretend that Red made the hat grow.
I guess
made the hat grow. Grammar, dead.
Between scenes, I suppose. I have to say, this was a really fun review we did. And this is this first crossover review I really did with somebody else. Actually, all together, like doing like the script and then actually filming and stuff. Because I mainly did reviews all by myself. Even when I did like the Mr. Pickles review and I did the Versus reviews I did recently and the game reviews. So this is
gonna be the end then.
Pretty much, and I'm sucking on my thumb like Linus, because I'm like freaked out about this movie, like, oh my god, this is horrifying, this is the worst thing ever, Yeah, we filmed this, I wrote this immediately. I had to think of a funny way for a cartoon fanatic to suddenly just lead the scene afterwards, so, what's a better way than jumping out a patio door?
Just a disclaimer, this was filmed at 11 at night, so excuse my acting. Yeah.
So this was filmed during a storm, so you better appreciate it.